everybody, Zeb here, and I'm super excited to be announcing the return of future Whenua Summit to the Montana Flat. For those of you that are not in the following what we've been up to, the Montana Flat is our family sheep farm. I'm the third generation here. It's 400 hectare property, and we've been trialing some sort of innovative practices. And future Whenua was born last year when we held the inaugural summit right here down by the river. And yeah, this year, earlier in the year, we moved up to Mangarara Station, absolutely beautiful farm, and we're hosted there with the second installment. And next year we're back in March, and really excited about it. The theme of the weekend is going to be regional regeneration. And so in the last 2 years, we've sort of been talking about some of the practices we can do on farm, and we've heard from leaders and CEOs of successful agribusiness companies that are talking from the consumer end, and we've heard from scientists and professors that are really exploring the data and the analysis of some of these practices and techniques. And you've heard from the Honourable Damien O'Connor came out here last year, and yeah, he's invited back for next year's summit, but maybe you'll want to stay away in case there's some southern farmers wanting to throw Swedes at him or something. But what we will have for sure is just some people that are working on the grassroots about what are the practices that are going to be able to regenerate our region, and bringing it to that focus, not just on the farm level, but to the areas. We sort of do need this bioregional approach. We need to be thinking here down in Southland about what are the initiatives and the ventures that can work together and sort of play off each other's strengths and each other's materials and skill sets. And so we'll have people that are doing just that and forming cooperatives about community gardens, and it's really, future Whenua is an exploration about the deepest and purest way that we can steward the land moving forward, to leave a landscape and leave a farm and leave a soil that is fit for the generations that will succeed us. So the summit is going to be 3 days. It's going to be March 15th to the 17th. You can find more information on the site. And yeah, we just really want to get a whole community of farmers and of scientists and of agribusiness people and of the investors that can fund some of this transformation. And we want to get them down to a working property to see some of these practices in action. And maybe if we're grounded here on a farm and talking at this high level, then perhaps it might land on more of a somatic way than when we learn about some of this stuff in a classroom or in a conference hall. So there'll be a mixture of talks and workshops. It's pretty tempting just to load up a schedule full of all the information that there is about this critical topic. But we've found in the last couple of years that where the real value is when we get to yarn with each other. And so we'll keep the talks relatively short and allow plenty of space for us to just like discuss and have a discourse about how does that information land for us and what does that mean. And then we'll get out into the polyculture paddock and out, and maybe we'll plant some trees again and actually get our hands in the soil and see what it feels like to regenerate. There'll be camping available for free, so if you've got a camper, if you want to dust off that tent, then you can come and do that on the farm. Otherwise there's local hotels and everything available. If you're watching this and you're up in the North Island or abroad, we'd love to get you down into rural Southland and see the beauty that it is here. And so one other thing is just like the context that we're coming from. There's a lot of collapse awareness and people feeling really uncomfortable about where we're heading. And there's a lot of talk about greenhouse gases and carbon emissions, and we're not going to focus so much on that because it's a drumbeat that's just been hammered again and again, and there's so much challenge and such a broad set of opportunities to address. So we're really going to be talking about things like biodiversity and water quality and food resilience, systems that can sustain each other, might some link in the chain elsewhere fall down. So we're just looking at this whole systems approach, not a carbon tunnel vision, but really is what is important for us to be thinking about right now. as we plan the next steps for our landscapes and for our farms and for our regions. So I really hope to see some of you down here on the Montana Flat next year in March. It's going to be a hell of a time. Like we said, we've got these talks, workshops, and we're pretty good at having a good time here as well. So we're going to be able to, you know, let that all land with a bonfire and some live music. So hope everyone's having an awesome spring, have a great summer, and we'll see you next fall on the Montana Flat. Ciao!